Hello everyone, my name is Jaylenn Holmes and I'm an upcoming senior in the Mariachi department. I am here to bring a beginner masterclass for those of you who are interested in mariachi music. I hope you enjoy this video where we will touch bases on all the instruments included in the band. Starting off with Daisy on violin, Josué on guitarron, Nallely on la vihuela, Angelle on vocals, and Jonathan on trumpet. I hope you find this masterclass very beneficial for those of you who are pursuing this art.
Hello everyone, my name is Daisy Zambrano. I have been playing the violin for approximately 10 years and today I will be going over the basics of violin and violin playing. I'm going to start off with some parts of the violin. First we have the chin rest, we have the tailpiece, fine tuners which are used to tune the violin, we have the bridge, we have the fingerboard where we place our fingers, we have the neck of the violin, the pegs, and the scroll. Now I will explain how to hold your violin. So first you're going to take your violin with your left hand and place it on your left collarbone. You're going to take the left side of your jaw and place it on the chin rest. And you're going to make sure that your violin is not pointing upward or downward, but is parallel to the floor. And a lot of violinists add a shoulder rest just so that it feels more comfortable to hold the violin in this position. Now I will explain how to place your fingers on the fingerboard. So make sure that your fingers are never flat on the fingerboard, but curved. Your wrist will also be curved. It will never be flat against the neck, but curved like this. Your elbow will never be too outward or inward towards you, but it will always be aligned horizontally with the middle of the violin. So whether you're sitting or standing, posture is very important when playing the violin. When you're standing, your feet should be shoulder width apart, your knees should be relaxed, and you can always bring your left foot forward for that extra balance. And when you're sitting, you should always try to sit at the edge of your seat just to make sure that your feet are grounded and that you have that upright posture. So next, I will talk about how to hold your bow. First thing you want to do is place your hand on your bow. Make sure that your hand is relaxed. And just let it fall freely on your bow. And then you're going to want to slightly tilt it to the left. Your index finger will be kind of hooking the bow. Your index finger is used for pressure. That's how you will apply pressure on your strings once you place it on the violin. Your pinky will never be flat but curved and relaxed. Your thumb will be in this space. It's always curved as well. And these two fingers just fall naturally here. You want to make sure that you feel secure but not tense, and always with a relaxed hand. So now I will be showing you how to place your bow on the violin. So you always want to make sure that your bow is placed parallel to the bridge, never this way or to this way, always parallel to the bridge. And in order to make that easier, you can play in front of a mirror because it's very difficult to see really how your bow is positioned parallel. So I recommend practicing in front of a mirror. So for the bow, it's all a combination of speed and pressure. Remember, you apply pressure with your index finger, and it's just about finding the right balance. The violin has 4 strings. We have E, A, D, and G. So whenever you're playing the highest string, your elbow has to come into play with the level of the string. So if you're playing E, your elbow is close to your body. Once you go to A, your elbow raises a little. D, even more, and then G. Now I will be teaching the C major scale. So for this scale, you're going to start on the G string, 3rd finger. So your first note will be C. Next, open string D. So we'll start off with C, D, first finger on the D string, second finger on the D string, right next to the E, then third finger on the D string. So again. Then open A, first finger, second finger on A. So completely it would be. And that's your C major scale. Next, I'm going to be showing y'all a mariachi song called De Colores. I will be playing it in the key of C major. And this is how it starts. So to end this, I just wanted to say that the violin is a very complex instrument. It takes a lot of attention to detail. There's no one right way to play the violin, in my opinion, because everyone has different arm lengths, different finger lengths, different hand sizes, and you really have to find how your violin adjusts. You have to adjust to your violin or make it adjust to you. And I just recommend practicing lots of scales, doing a lot of etudes and exercises that will help you master and really get to know your own violin sound. So to wrap this all up, I just wanted to say that this was a very small introduction to the basics of the violin. There are many other things and many other details that are important as well, but I think I went over maybe the most essential things that you need to know before you play. And well, yeah, I hope this video was helpful, and thank you for watching.
Hi, I am Josué Ramirez. I'm in the Mariachi department, and I play the Guitarron. I've been playing the Guitarron for about 5 years now, and I'm just going to give a brief explanation on how to play it. I'm going to explain the left hand first, since it's just simpler to explain. So basically, it's more like a violin. You just press down, and you have to just find your intonation. It is an octave instrument, so keep that in mind. So you will have to play 2 strings at once. In order to make this easy, I'll just do like a guitar. So bottom string over here towards y'all, first string, second string, third string, fourth, fifth, sixth. It's a half steel, half nylon instrument, and basically all the steel you pull with your thumb with the right hand, and the 2 inner nylon strings, 3 and 2, you pull with your index, and the outer string you pull with the middle and ring. So basically that's how you just play with the right hand. You just pull. So it's pretty simple. And for the most part, that's about it. La 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 la. Cada vez que pienso en ti, nace un mundo dulce y nuevo, que brilla en su mirar, como clara luz de ensueño, que me hace comprender la nostalgia tibia de su amor. Es fuego que al arder cubre a los dos, en un cielo tan azul, vuela hacia cualquier mañana, bajo lo multicolor, bajo una mirada extraña que me hace comprender la nostalgia tibia de su amor. Es fuego que al arder cubre a los dos.
Hello everyone, I'm Nallely Zambrano, and I am a junior in the mariachi department at HSPVA. I play La Vihuela, and it's this one. I've been playing La Vihuela for about, I think, a few years, so I think for 8-7 years, and I've loved it since. It's a really fun instrument, I would say. So yeah, today we'll be learning the basics of a vihuela, and so we will start off by the strings. So the 5th string is A, so it's this one, A. The 4th one is D. The 3rd one would be G. The second one would be B, and the 1st one would be E. So yeah, those are the strings, and I'm gonna show you 3 chords today. The really, I think, basic chords that everyone learns in the beginning. So it would be G, D7, and then C. And those are primera, segunda, tercera. So it will be really helpful to learn primera, segunda, tercera with chords, because it'll help a lot to like to be able to play a song if you're at a gig. They're like, okay, play this song and C, and then you'll know, okay, so it's primera, segunda, tercera, and you already know like really like the whole song. So I think that's a really helpful thing. Today we're going to be learning 2 manicos, and they're really basic manicos. It's a bolero and ranchera, and we're going to be using those 3 chords, primera, segunda, tercera. So primera would be G, segunda would be D7, and tercera would be C. So okay, so bolero, it's a really slow rhythm, I would say. It could be fast sometimes, but most of the times it's slow. So this is how it would go. I'm gonna play 4 beats per chord, so it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So like that, and then I'll go to the tercera, and then back to the primera, and then to segunda, and then back to primera. So it would be like this. So that's a bolero. I think bolero is really easy, and it will be really good for y'all to like start with these manicos, so y'all get like an idea of just the vihuela basically. So a good example like of a bolero would be Cariño, which it's one of the most known songs in the mariachi. So it would be, and I'm gonna do the Círculo of G. I haven't it's like complicated, but like eventually y'all are gonna learn all these things. So it will be the Círculo of G. So Cariño, and that was an example of a bolero. So yeah, it was a Círculo of Sol, and like I said, eventually y'all are gonna learn all these things that come with chords, but for now we're just gonna stick with primera, segunda, tercera. Okay, so that was bolero, and I would recommend to use a metronome with it when you're practicing it, because it's really good to start with good technique. And like I was probably off tempo right now because I don't have a metronome with me, but like it's really good to use a metronome. And it's just, if you start off with a metronome, you have really good tempo later on, and it's gonna be annoying at some point, but it's worth it. So the next harmonica we're gonna be learning is ranchera. It's also really simple, and it's really common in mariachi. And we're gonna be using again primera, segunda, tercera with G. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So that's what the ranchera is, and to go to the tercera will be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So again, use it with a metronome. It's really important that we use a metronome whenever we're practicing, so that way we're getting the right technique, and it's just starting off good, you know. And it's in reality, like, knowing primera, segunda, tercera is really helpful for chords, because if you want to go gigging or anything like that, or like they ask you to play a song out of nowhere, they'll be like, okay, play this song in C, or play this song in A, and it's a ranchera or a bolero, or even like a son or a pango. And if it's one of those simple songs, you would be able to use primera, segunda, tercera, because most of the mariachi songs, like cajon songs that you use at gigs, are like primera, segunda, tercera. And it's really helpful to know them, because you'll be able to play the song like in the spot. So I think it would be a really good thing to learn, like la primera, segunda, tercera, and also like make sure you're using metronome and just paying attention to your technique, basically. So yeah, I really hope this video helps a little bit, and y'all get inspired to learn more.
Hey, what's up, you guys? So my name is Angelle Serrano. Some of you may know that because I attended PVA. I'm a PVA alumni now. I graduated 2018. My specialties were violin and vocal. So I wanted to give you guys some of the tips and tricks that I learned, some exercises, and overall just some good information to have in general about singing that you know, I found really helpful when people told me. So hopefully you guys can take some of these lessons and use them, apply them, if you would like to develop your singing further. So first things first is hydration. Hydration is key, just so you can keep the vocal cords all nice and coated. Usually people like to drink lemon and honey for that, but like that's something good if you're having a sore throat or you just feel kind of in the throat. I recommend that. And ginger works great. I personally like ginger tea. Like, I just drink the ginger tea. You can put some honey in there too, so I like to do that. And now we're gonna sing. So first things first, what I like to do is I like to just stand tall, have your diaphragm ready to fill up with air. So you're gonna, and then you're gonna, so as you are breathing in, you push out. So 1, 2, and 1, 2. So I like to just start with breathing. And then usually, so it's like if you wake up and you have to sing, you want to start with a clear head. Then you move into humming. So a lot of you may remember Hoffman taught us to do a low hum just to start off, just to take it easy. You just so now you can try that with So personally, I like to think of it as like meditation. It really is calming, and I feel like it gets you in the headspace that you need to when you're singing, because a lot of the times new singers, even experienced singers, if you're not in the right headspace and you think like, oh, that's too high, or like, oh, I can't do it, like, then it reflects in your body. Your throat tightens up, your muscles tighten up, your shoulders go up, you know, I used to have a really bad habit of like when you sing, you're like stretching out to get the note. Actually, that is bad. It's really bad. You release more you cause more tension that way, because your body is constricting in a way that, you know, even if you go low like that too, that causes a lot of tension, and I did not know that for the longest time. So you just breathe, hum in, and now we're gonna do some 5-note scales, humming. Remember to take your good even breaths for some nice support. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna Okay, so that was the first exercise, humming. So you should. Oh, and by the way, for the guys, I know you cannot reach what we're singing right here, so you just do that below an octave, and essentially it should warm up the same type of, you know, it should warm you up in your range, because I cannot stress that enough. A lot of people think that something's wrong with them when they're singing, when they're first starting to sing. Range is, it's similar to going to the gym. You have to do exercises in order to expand your range. You have to constantly keep working at it, just so your muscles get used to your body producing different sounds, because a lot of you I know are starting to sing and you have never sang before in your lives, or you have, but you're like, oh, I'm just singing just because I'm singing, and that's great to do that as well. But I feel like if you put some technique towards it, it can change it drastically, and you can build you can just build up your range, and building up range builds up your repertoire, and building repertoire just means you're an overall versatile singer. So it all connects to each other. Exercises, just humming. And my favorite one while you're humming is to just so now we're gonna do that, but we're going to keep buzzing while humming.
Now, Mommy made me mash my M&Ms.
Okay, so now moving on to humming while buzzing. Here we go. Okay, so that was the lip buzz and hum. Now I feel like we can move into more of the, I feel like we're warmed up. So we're going to stand up because that is the best position to be in for singing. Warming up, I feel like it's not good to sit down, but for me it really relaxes me. Gets me in the best headspace that I feel like I can sing. I don't know, that's just personal preference, but for singing I feel like it's better so you can just see, like, fill up the diaphragm with air and then fill it. So now we're gonna move into a mum. And for this, mum. Really make sure that you're using your vowels. Vowels are very important in singing. So just to go over the vowels, we're gonna do A, E, A, O, U. A, E, A, O, U. You should not, it's not like regular, like talking. It's more of like A, E, A, O, U. And make sure your tongue is comfortable. A lot of tension can come from the tongue. So that's why we have to exercise with our vowels in mind, just so that our body is used to it, it's comfortable with it. So A, E, A, O, U, mum. Mum. Okay, so we're gonna start that over. Mum. Okay. Okay, so the next exercise is an arpeggio, which takes you, well, we'll just listen. And this is a lip buzz arpeggio. So, okay, so this is just so you could get different notes in the same exercise, and just the buzzing helps with not having any tension trying to get to those higher notes. So I really love this exercise. If you're going to do any exercises, I feel the hum, just starting off extremely low, if you know, that's probably not low for some of you, but just starting off at your lowest point. I recommend that, just because you can't just start going at it just like singing, yeah, really just singing, because then you it hasn't been properly awoken your vocal cords. You can cause a lot of damage, because you notice, like, when you yell a lot, you lose your voice. That's because singing and talking are different. They're different parts of the brain. They're different parts of the brain, so the functioning of talking and singing, they have kind of different rules. Like when you talk, you make sure you have enough breath to say what you're gonna say. For singing, you also do have to do that, but preparation is very important for singing. Your breath support, your vocal placement is very important too. And vocal placement, I don't know if you guys have talked about chest voice, mixed voice, and head voice, but a lot of what I would start out with singing would be just chest voice singing, la 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 la, like making sure that just pick a song that you really like, that's within your range, first starting off. And I recommend doing exercises to your song, like note by note. After you've done your exercises, your real exercises, then you move into the song that you're working on. And it could be something as simple as tú solo tú, like so that's what I like to do for a lot of songs that I'm just learning. I want to make sure that I get the notes correct with the melody when I'm first learning it, but also make sure that I'm not putting any strain on my voice trying to learn, like just singing mira como ando, like, you know, you have to warm up before you start running. So now we're going to do the vocal arpeggio, and I believe this will be our last exercise for today.
Now, little arpeggio.
Here we go. Okay. And the last exercise that I usually follow is arpeggio on goog, 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 just because goog is not something you usually encounter in music. So it kind of gives you like this weird placement that you're not used to. Goog, 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 goog. And you just have to make sure goog, 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 that you are in the right place. So vocal really is all about placement kind of everywhere. It is a very body dominant sport. It's kind of like you have to make sure first that you're good here. Excuse me. First that you're good here. So that's where the humming comes in. Then you need to make sure that you are breathing good and evenly. Just relax. And then you have to make sure that you are filling up the diaphragm. So breathe out. And I just like to, like when I'm doing phrases of a song, I like to make sure I use all of my air, then I have fresh air for the next phrase. So singing, it really is, it is an exercise. It is something that you have to constantly keep at, like, you know, violin, like vihuela, guitar, trumpet. And if you do play the trumpet, I feel like these exercises are similar to your buzz exercises. So hopefully that helps you already playing that instrument. You just take and you take it and you put it into for trumpet players. Violinists, I know that if you haven't sang before, these are gonna be very weird. Or I know that I don't know now, but I know that we had similar exercises to this when I was at PVA, but vowel placement was not really talked about a lot, and tongue placement. I'm trying to just think of what else I can tell you guys, because I feel like I've covered a lot for a first vocal lesson. So don't be stressed if you're thinking like, oh, I gotta think about all these things simultaneously, because these exercises will help you to just remember that everything comes with time, and the exercises are not to stress you out. They're to help you build your vocal ability, because I believe everybody has the ability to sing, not just, you know, just like, oh, I can't do it. No, like, it's a muscle. You can do it. So I hope that this is helpful to you guys, and I hope you all are staying safe. I know this is a scary time, and now with all of this extra time, I hope you guys can develop your vocal abilities and use these exercises, use some of the knowledge that I've given right now, but most importantly, just remember to stay sane, do things you like, and if you have any questions about singing or anything like that about the video, I'd love to answer any of y'all's questions. So I hope y'all are just doing okay, and thank you guys. Bye.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Zepeda. I'm a trumpet player, and I'm here to teach you a little bit of the basics for trumpet playing. Myself, I've been playing trumpet for about nine-ish years. I've been playing since I started middle school, so since sixth grade. At first, I started off in band in middle school. I just did like regular concert band, along with piano. So I do know a little bit of piano, and I went on to keep playing in high school. I did mariachi music. So brought in my music knowledge. I increased my abilities for trumpet playing, and all that. And right now I'm still studying a little bit of music at the University of Houston. I'm not a music major, but I am still studying a little bit more of music because why not? I love music. So let's see. Let's get to the first thing. First thing you do, you get a trumpet. Trumpet comes in two pieces: trumpet and the mouthpiece. The mouthpiece doesn't really. There are a bunch of different mouthpieces. There are longer ones like this one, and there are also shorter ones, or I guess more standard, you could say, like this one. This one, you could see the difference. I don't know if you can see the camera, but you can see the difference. This one has a longer cup. This one doesn't. Along with this one, also has a different inside. The camera won't be able to pick it up. But pretty much there are two different types of mouthpieces. On the inside, there's either a V cup, which is like more like a cone shape inside, and then there's a C cup, which is just like a bowl on the inside. Right now, my main one is this one, with the longer cup and with the V cup inside. This one is a Vincent Bach 3MV. Is their commercial series. So far, I haven't been playing too long with this one, but I mean, I like it. It's something different with the V cup and with the larger cup, so let's play on it. And then there's your trumpet. For me, particularly, the trumpet itself isn't what really matters when you're playing, because as long as you get a trumpet where the valves are pretty good, like nice weight, the spring inside pushes them back relatively fast, and as long as it doesn't have any dents, especially in the tuning slide, the third ring valve and the first ring valve, or the second one, I don't know why I said that out of order, but as long as it doesn't have dents in those, it should be good. It should be a pretty good trumpet. As long as, for me, what I would say is not really focus as much on the trumpet, focus more on the mouthpiece, because the mouthpiece is where all the sound comes out. This is where you blow, this is where you buzz, and there are many types of different mouthpieces. They have different shallowness, different weight, different size, different size shank in the inside, which all pulls into effect when you're playing. The main thing you want to do when you're getting a mouthpiece is get one that is comfortable for you, because although this mouthpiece might be like pretty comfortable with me, I guarantee it's probably not going to be comfortable for like 80% of the trumpet players, because we all have different lips, we all have different mouth shapes and all that. Because this one happens to be good for me. What I recommend for beginners is a box 7C, which is the standard. It's around even at everything. Like it's medium shallowness, it's a medium rim size, a medium diameter, and it's gonna be the same size and shape as this one. Around the same shape, just different features. Like this one has a relatively long wide rim, so it's gonna be around looking something like this. But if you're a beginner, try to get a box 7C. It's a good mouthpiece. Professionals still play on it, because it's an all-around mouthpiece. It's good at everything. So there goes the equipment. Once you start actually playing your trumpet, what I recommend first starting off is try to buzz on your mouthpieces, because what many people think when it comes to playing trumpet, that all you do is blow, and when you blow you get this, you don't get anything, all you get is wind. Because what you do whenever you're playing is that you buzz your lips. And what I like to think about it, or what I thought of when I was a kid, is that you pretty much make like a elephant noise whenever you're playing, just not with the outside, just with the small area of your lips. So pretty much when you buzz to play, it's gonna sound something like this. Pretty much gonna sound like that without the mouthpiece, and once you put that with the mouthpiece, you're gonna get. It's gonna sound like that. It's gonna sound like a little bit like annoying buzzing sound, but I mean, once you put it with the trumpet, it's gonna sound good. So pretty much what I'll recommend is first start off like that, buzzing, so that way your lips get used to the fact that they are buzzing. Because for many people, when they're first starting off playing trumpet, the hardest thing is not, when they're starting off, the hardest thing is not going to be playing different notes. The hardest thing is going to be making a sound on your trumpet. Because once people who start, they struggle to make a sound on the trumpet. But once you get comfortable with making a sound on your trumpet, all the notes fall in place, especially like the lower range, when you start from a middle G to a low middle C. So. Like all of those are gonna fall into place. And then once you're building up range, you can go up to the other C, up to the other E, to the high E, then the G and all that. Exercises that I would do, or that I would recommend for y'all to do, especially for beginners, is just do your scales. Your scales are going to be the easiest thing that you do for building up range. Chromatic scales, major scales. For me, for beginners, I wouldn't focus on minor scales because they're not going to be too useful for you when you're first starting off. That's once you get years into playing that's going to come in handy. But for beginners, to start off with the basics, with just a few low scales and long tones, especially long tones, because you can't play too many songs if you don't have a steady stream of air with steady buzzing. So what I recommend is going down from G to C, just doing long tones, so that way you have a steady note all the way down, and that way your lips don't twitch, don't do any of that when you're playing. So what I'll do is I'll do 4 beats each. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Next note 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. and all that until you get to low C. So the pattern's gonna be. I would recommend practicing that, so that way you can get a steady note with a steady stream and all that. I'll probably practice that just probably like 5 minutes every time you practice when you start practicing, because it's also a pretty good warm up, because your face should be relaxed when you're playing. You shouldn't be all tense, because then when you play, your note sounds like tense. You know, sounds tense. When you're trying to do that, relax as much as you can. Don't lift up your shoulders. Just lift up your arms to put your trumpet to your face. Don't even breathe like tense. Everything has to be relaxed when you're playing trumpet, or else it's gonna sound like it's gonna sound like you're tense when you are tense. Whenever you're relaxed, you get a nice tone. So just be as relaxed as you can. If you're standing, feet with the width of your shoulders. If you're sitting down, just sit down and stand upright, and then do the same thing with the long tones. And all that. And again, once you get up to putting up range, I would do your scales, because that way you can also get comfortable with the sharps and flats. Like like first of all, C scale. It's on naturals, so it's gonna be the easiest for everyone. So like this. And then just keep doing that to build up range. And then if you want to stay on the same scale, what I would do is go up one note each time if you're trying to build up even more. So I would do, so like this time, instead of going to high C, I'm gonna go up one note to the D and then back down. So then be. And then just keep going up. I'll keep going up one note at a time and all that. And same thing when you're going up to high notes, you have to stay relaxed or else the note most likely isn't going to come out. If you're all tense, usually what people do when you're tense, you close up your lips and no air is going to come out. Or also people do whenever they try to play high note, they jam their trumpet to their lips. And whenever you do that, you're jamming your mouthpiece into your lips. And if you put pressure on your lips, it's gonna force them to stop vibrating. And when they stop vibrating, you don't get no buzz into your mouthpiece. And with no buzz, then you won't get a sound. So when you're trying to reach up the high notes, just try to be as relaxed as you can. So. But you get the idea. Just try to be as relaxed as you can, reaching up to the high note. Try to be the same amount as relaxed as you are playing low, as you are playing high. It'll make it much easier when you start building up your range to the high C above the staff, or even the G above the staff. All that, it'll be much easier. One thing I would also recommend, it's not really for beginners, mostly like a year or two playing, so that's how like you can be familiar with your notes and the valves. I will do the Clark studies. I believe this is the second study. There should be PDFs of that online and all that, but pretty much it's gonna sound something like this. And then for that one, like also try to be as relaxed. You can do them like that tongue, like how I did, or you can slur them. And for that one, especially try to be relaxed, because you're not doing anything with your tongue or anything like that. It's all going to be with your air and your support that comes from your diaphragm. So that was a good exercise to do. So that way it helps you play as relaxed as you can. That should be the main things that I would recommend for beginners. Mostly play relaxed, practice your scales, practice your long tones, so you have a good steady tone with your note, and with your scales it can help you build up your range. And yeah, just again a summary at the beginning. Trumpet trying to put too much focus into what trumpet you're getting. Try to put more focus on the mouthpiece, because I would recommend that the mouthpiece I would say that the mouthpiece is where the sound comes from. The trumpet is just an amplifier of what you're making here. If it's hard for you to make a noise with just the mouthpiece, it's gonna sound like that on your trumpet, because the trumpet is just gonna amplify what you do on the mouthpiece. So with the mouthpiece, if you can, I would do some studying. I would try out different mouthpieces. A lot of music stores, like they will allow you to try different mouthpieces, so you can find a good fit for you. But if you can't go to a store to try them out, I would just get a Vincent Bach 7C, all around good mouthpiece. Everything is good, supports the low and the high, all that. And then also with the drills, With the drills, I would do the Clark studies, number 2, scales, and long tones. That's the way it can help you build your tone so you can be relaxed too while you're playing. And yeah, that should be it. Yeah, it should be it. I can't think of anything, so I think that should be it. I hope you have a good day. Again, my name is Jonathan Zepeda, and I hope this video was helpful.
I hope you enjoyed this video that was put together by the HSPVA alumni and current students. Mariachi music holds a special place in our hearts, which is why we decided to continue this art throughout high school. I hope you enjoyed this masterclass. Thank you.